Alright everybody, it's time for another Halloween story. This one is another one from Big Hero 6 called Lights Out. The sun was beginning to set over San Francisco. Outside, rain poured down and the wind howled. But inside the institution of technology, Hero and his friends were too busy to notice. Okay, Hero, told Fred. I've upgraded your super suit with a voice-enhanced module. Say something. I am Fred, the great and powerful, Fred said in a friendly voice. Hero played it back. I am Fred, the great and powerful. Now Fred sounded big and threatening. Across the room, Wasabi tinkered with his powerful new laser sleeves. Almost there, he murmured to himself. I just need to turn up the optical amplifiers. And bang! Wasabi plotted smoke amplifiers smoked and sizzled, and the lights in the lab went out. I must have tripped an electric breaker, Wasabi told his friends, over the howling of the wind outside. Just then, a shape appeared over Wasabi. He jumped in alarm. Glowing light began to radiate from the shape. Wasabi breathed a sigh of relief. It was just Baymax. Your stress level is higher than usual, Baymax said. Perhaps you would like to consume a piece of chocolate. Chocolate has been found to release to make people happier. Fred stepped out of the shadow and Wasabi jumped again. Maybe it wasn't a power surge, Fred said. He held up a comic book. On the cover, the hulking figure soared over the dark city. It's like what happened in Lights Out in the City. The supervillain Hypervolt wiped out the power. Honey looked out the window. It looks like we're the only building without power, she said. What if the bad guy likes Hypervolt is after your laser sleeves, Fred asked. He could have caused the blackout. Maybe he wants all our technology. This could be a dastardly plan to do us in. Well, I was pictured on Psychic and your web series, Wasabi said thoughtfully. And I did talk about the sleeves. Maybe someone saw me. And no, that's crazy. Who would want my lasers? Wasabi looked around. I'll go to the basement and flip the breakers, he said, but he didn't move. Wasabi picked up his lasers, and he and his friends headed down the stairs to the basement. Shadows soared. A strange shape lurking against the wall. The breaker is on the far corner, Wasabi said. Wasabi stumbled across the room. The gang was on his heels. A long row of high windows lined on the wall. The breaker box underneath Wasabi stepped closer. Then he gasped. There was something outside the window. Wasabi? Came a strange voice from outside. Is that you, Wasabi? It's Hypervolt. He's after me, Wasabi screamed. Just then, a branch scratched against the window. The glass broke, and shards flew everywhere. The wind and rain blew in through the opening, and a whoosh of air rushed through the room, slamming the door shut. Cover the windows, Honey, Wasabi cried. Honey grabbed a chem ball and tossed it at the broken window. The ball exploded, releasing foam that hardened over the opening. Fred tugged at the door. It's locked. The lock must have broke, triggered when the door slammed shut. We can't get out. Wasabi's heart began to pound in his chest. He didn't want to be trapped in the dark basement. Then they had to get the power back on. Wasabi flipped the breaker. The lights flickered on in the corner, and he saw the spare optical amplifier. Wasabi breathed a sigh of relief. Quickly he finished his laser sleeve. Then he used it to cut a large space out of the closed door. Way to go, Wasabi, Fred shouted. Let's go get the bad guy. Together, the gang rushed out of the basement, up the stairs, and outside into the wet, windy night. From around the corner, some eerie voices called out. Wasabi, strange Hulk figure, lurked towards them. Go, go, flung her armored disc at the nearby tree. Each one sliced through a branch. Thud. The branches fell around the villain. He was trapped. Wasabi, came an eerie cry once more. Let's call the police, Wasabi said. Wait, Hiro said. I think the voice is being distorted by the wind. Hiro turned the knob on his voice-enhanced device. This should take away the wind effects. Voice came again. Hiro paused. That sounds like Aunt Cass, Wasabi said. Hiro rushed towards the clearing away the branches. Aunt Cass held her umbrella over her head, shielding herself from the wind and the dark. She looked just like the supervillain. It was getting late. I figured you guys might be working through dinner, so I brought you something to eat, Aunt Cass explained. The lab door was locked, and I would have called, but I forgot my phone at home. Walking around the building, she saw Wasabi through the window. But then the branch flew past me and broke the glass before I had a chance to let you know I was here. Honey threw something at the opening and it covered it up. Wasabi jumped up and gave Aunt Cass a hug. I'm so glad you're not Hypervolt, he cried. Just then the rain stopped, the wind died down, and the stars came out. It was a beautiful night. Your stress level has returned to normal, Baymax told Wasabi as his friends sat down and enjoyed the dinner Cass had brought them. He watched Wasabi bite into a large wing. You're no longer afraid. I will make note of this. Friends and food, they are perfect cures. Alright, well that was it for today. Bye bye until we see each other tomorrow.